Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first week of Calgary Esports' inaugural season of League of Legends. I'm your host, Drew Trackhawk Crawford. Joining me on the desk today, screen today, is Jojo Barrientos, aka JB Red Phoenix, in the chat. Jojo, we're looking at 3 games of more likely than not solid League of Legends.
Very solid.
Are you excited?
I am very excited.
That's good to hear, man. So we're going to be getting into the first game relatively quickly. Just a few housekeeping details. There is no pick and ban yet.
Yet.
We're working on that one. So just bear that in mind. Pretty much we're just going to have a quick little intro of the teams and everything, and then go right into the gameplay. So is there anything that you wanted to go over? Housekeeping details, anything like that?
My notes are actually over here, so I have to go grab them for a hot second. Because my laptop decided.
Fair enough. I guess one thing, we are playing on patch 9.11.
9.11.
Yeah, as opposed to 9.12. So Mordekaiser rework, all of those important things will not be through just yet.
Yep.
So just a heads up for everyone there. These were played last week, so all of that kind of stuff. Anything you wanted to throw in?
There was a lot of great teams that I saw on the with some major rosters. We'll get into that a little bit of more details as time goes on. But definitely love to address a couple of the other teams before we get started. Team Black Lotus.
Oh, first game.
Our very first game. About double the players on this roster.
How many players?
I think I saw at least 10.
10.
So 5 plus 5 backups.
Okay, well, I mean, they, in theory, academy team? Question mark?
I don't know. It's a possibility. I saw a couple of names that looks pretty familiar to me, so I know some of them personally.
Fair enough.
So I know I'm not sure if they are an academy team or not. That being said, I will not question it.
Fair enough. Well, on the topic of Black Lotus, we're going to get right into the beautiful pick and ban phase. I want everyone to know that I made this at 1:30, so don't judge me. I didn't get much sleep last night.
I think it's beautiful. I think this is well
thank
done.
you. I think you're biased, though. So, going over, we got Black Lotus versus Bushtown.
Of course.
So Black Lotus running a 10-man roster. We'll get into the names of the different players as soon as the game actually starts.
Mm-hmm.
But going over these team comps right here, anything that you wanted to highlight?
The one thing I saw, Sona in support lane, she was really dominant throughout the patch 9.11, carrying into the current patch right now. That being said, the Terra Sona bot lane that was running rampant last patch was kind of absurd.
And it is still. I know they nerfed it a little bit, but the main problem with the Sona Tark lane is, of course, the mid-game sustain.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard that Sona just in herself is broken, so we'll kind of see how that turns out.
Yep.
I was more meaning the support Teemo.
Yeah, I was trying to slide that one under the rug as much as humanly possible.
Okay, just ignore it. Everything's fine. Everything's normal. Everything's good. Teemo support lane. I mean, what?
Yeah. So I was assuming here in this case with the Draven and the support Teemo, this is gonna be a high kill lane. We're not sure how these games go.
No, we're not sure yet. They might be. These are recorded. They're not live, but we haven't
truly seen them.
We haven't actually seen them yet. So we'll be going into these fresh cast. And on that note, ready to get into game one?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
And let me press the button.
I'm so jealous. Oh, this is it.
Black Lotus versus Bushtown.
30 seconds
Mike's
until
return
minions
totally got
spawn.
hot during that intro. Jojo.
I'm sorry.
All right, so we're getting into game number one. Black Lotus versus Bushtown. We got the little chat there on the side. I'm not sure how long that'll last, but by the looks of it, do not pay attention to the ordering of Bushtown's roster right now. I can guarantee you that Kane is jungle and not in fact
Minions
main
have
carry,
spawned.
so-
Yeah, so there is it does seem like Kane is in the bot lane. Also, if you will amuse me for a hot second, the Rengar into Blast Cone.
The Rengar, the infamous
Rengar
into Blast Cone. Yeah, right there.
Boom.
There you go.
Classic.
You just
Classic.
love Rengar there. So, right off the bat, we've got a vertical jump potentially. Or just full command.
No, this is a normal transfer for red. side, I think both teams are going to be doing a horizontal jungle, just basically your normal clears, instead of the vertical style jungle that we're used to seeing. That we normally see.
You're 100% correct. I missed it. Now, the Vayne Sona did get a couple seconds to push up before the Draven came into play. Do you expect to them?
They're gonna get a little bit of a minion advantage. We'll see how Vayne and Sona manage to capitalize on this play, especially now with the on the wood. Being very stealthy, but it looks like he's just kind of AFK.
And now, for a nice little trade, gets the 3-proc, and the heal is happening through. Flash and heal. Burns early from the Draven, and no support from the Teemo. That was,
yeah, it looked like he AFK'd a little bit.
Teemo support?
Just,
Teemo 82?
I don't know what happened there. I think he either went AFK a little bit, or kind of
does get some return damage, but that trade definitely goes below going on the player. So, I'm just going to call him Sir. Okay, cute. Good pressure being put on by the Kane, but going down the line, we got into Sir. I'm just going to call you Sir. I'm going to call Ari Trigga. Teemo, we've got 0-0-0. That's pretty good. I prefer 0-2. Well, I mean, sure. Total beat, but in the jungle we've got Kazi. So we got a champion right there. I like that. And we've got Mr. Dumpster Fire in the top lane. Well, hopefully you're not a true dumpster fire, sir. Hopefully you're just a partial dumpster fire who can stack up to 5 and carry your team to victory. As I don't care. I'm here for entertainment. Why don't you take us through the black hole?
So leading off the top lane with Vladimir is F.
Well, they started to do this, but Rengar is able to get a nice empowered Ebola, and their first blood instantaneously. That heal and 530 on.
All in.
All in or nothing, but no, he just peters around and flies out.
Speaking of Rengar, we have QQQ12 taking Rengar out for a spin. Of course. Dire on Katarina and a beautiful skin line.
Is that the,
I think it was Battle Academia.
I thought it was...
I couldn't remember.
Well,
Minness on the wonderful Project Veins.
Wow. Clearly has more money than he does.
I did like $50 in this.
I will totally judge you for that.
Please do. And Suga to round off the supports for Black Lotus on the
I told you. The Spectre one.
Hey, okay, I'm wrong. I thought it was Battle Academia. My bad. My bad.
Come on, man.
It's hard
to be fair, this is a very action-packed nice little electrocute drop on the Katarina. He's able to get a bit of damage. I was about to say, but no, the Ari did get a nice level 6 and just completely burns the Katarina down. I said nice level 6, I meant nice charm, followed by the Q, and she's able to get the, from the I believe, able to get level 6 just in that moment. Get the Ignite, get the rocks off, pretty much everything, and just burn the Katarina down.
Yeah, you gotta be very, very cautious of that charm. As soon as you land that charm, it is all in. Sorry. And that's a major thing of this kid, is if that charm lands, expect the all-in, and if you can't survive it, I'm sorry, you're done though.
You're done though. Well, it's going to be a little bit harder. We'll see her coming back with some nice items. Nice guy. Jungle Fox. Kane's trying to push off our high Timo. He's just going to get burned down as Timo goes blasted. Chunlands on the Sona, so the Rengar will follow up their business right now. Rengar is able to get a lot of damage on Kane first. The heal's coming down to the Sona. Does though, and that is a disengage. Katarina comes from the side, able to get the Death Lotus off of the Kane, and that is a 2 kill onto the Katarina, who is just doing a solo kill. Oh, goes for the ignite into the dash, and she's not able to get enough damage. 100% calculated from Ari there, able to let it start within range of the tower. Tower cross connect, and easily win that Katarina.
It was a great start to the play for Katarina, but a little bit of mistiming with that turret. Taking a couple of extra turret shots. Did not secure the kill for the Ari, but very close.
Didn't burn the Death Lotus during the engagement on Kane. I think she had enough damage to burn down Kane without the Death Lotus. She probably could have gotten pretty easily from there. Ooh, nice back there. Hi, yeah, there you go. You got it. Back to the top lane, we got Flyers and stuff. Rengar return kick, and the Ignite is going to burn Draven down. That is nice and clean. Rengar's going to go directly into onto team. A little bit tough. Easy. Q is just going to be bouncing away. Securing 3 easy kills. If you're wondering why we don't skill her, we're not really into skill.
Nope, unfortunately not.
But, okay,
here we go.
Sorry, Katarina, but Jay Trigger is pulling the trigger on that all-in. Return of this Ari versus Cat match is definitely going the way of the Fox. Obviously, Fox in the game, though, Ari is going to be the one to carry Lotus if they have a chance. I think they do.
I also think Vayne is also easily scale up into very
nice. Okay. I was going to be but the electrocute rock is the box fire is just leaving Sona's start with, so.
It's a very solid play. One of the major things with Sona's kit, though, is she is very squishy early game. You have to be careful about that all-ins very early in the match, but she will scale and she will heal her way to safety.
So, Vayne Sona safe lane or more of a like Sona's been doing a lot of damage in the lane recently.
Very dependent. You can easily make it a very sustained lane, or you can make it a very high poke lane. So it doesn't really change as much. It really depends on which items that Sona builds. Vayne is very similar on the side of things. Their builds are pretty similar. High damage, very high shots. You could go lethality if you really want to troll for that. And the Vanguard going into the... just going
Easy, lemon, squeezy.
And that's going to be that plus 2 plates.
That, you know, the plates aren't really talked about a whole lot these days in solo queue, but they are incredibly important in getting a very early lead. See right there, King is going in to try and prevent them from doing any more damage, but I just don't think that they have the damage.
No,
yeah, sorry,
I don't
Kane,
think
sorry.
Kane has the damage right now. He still needs to get a lot of items. If he needs to start doing his blue Kane or red Kane transformation, he needs to get that online right now. I think it's just a little too late here in this case. And oh man, Rengar just pouncing out of the bush. And onto Ari. Ari's not going to have much left in the tank to live here as Pew 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 picks up yet another kill, deleting the Ari with not much with very little effort.
Yeah, the Rengar, once he gets rolling, is definitely one of those... Well, he is the original, I feel, snowball champion, where once he gets a few kills under his belt, it is terrifying. One of my mates always called it a slasher film featuring Kitty Cat. that was before Kitty Cat Katarina really was a thing. So
Yeah.
at that time, I distinctly remember a game where he forgot that Rengar was in the game. And that was not fun for him. That was not fun.
I remember many times being playing as Caitlyn and just getting deleted by Rengar, and you just sit there and you're like,
We've all been hurt. Speaking of being deleted, hi, bot lane. It was...
It's
I was
good
going
seeing
to laugh if Vayne was unable to secure that kill. Kane is going to come into the bot lane, though, and easily clean up this Katarina. The Sona is... Okay, good. The Sona is going to be able to get away, but the sacrificial lane of the mid laner, Vayne is going to go in and try and get a couple of boxes of smite to get a little bit of heal. The red smite is going to come in there. Rengar coming into mid lane and asserting his dominance. He says, yo, Trackhawk, your comment earlier about cat girls? Yeah, no. Cat's way superior. Just
dominant.
Just dominating right now. So this Rengar is doing work for Black Lotus. 11-5. We see a solid, roughly 5k gold lead coming in at only 12-13 minutes.
It's slowly becoming where Black Lotus just... there is not much Bush Town can do here. Black Lotus basically running this game away with very little effort thanks to the Rengar and Vayne and Sona being able to
Now,
sustain
to be
both.
fair, a lot of their damage is, I don't want to say relegated, but it is almost purely on the Katarina and the Rengar right now. So that's where a lot of their gold, I assume, is kind of going. Gnosis and Vlad in the top lane are going to be there, but the ultimate from Gnosis is going to make them a little bit more tanky. Nice flash, but not able to... I feel if he's flashed behind the tower, it would have been a little bit better rather than trying to get away. You're not going to get away from a Rengar. Sorry, man, but, I mean, there's just bushes galore up there, so he's going to be able to pounce on you. Oh, missed the charm from Ahri, but we're not going to see the rest of that trade as Rengar goes directly in on Kayn. Kayn tries to fight it out, but there is just no stopping this Rengar right now. You just got to hope that the Ahri lands a miracle charm as the ultimate comes out from her to try and land a charm. And Katarina steps forward, and nothing connects.
Oof. Ahri just missing that charm just by a little bit, just a little north, and not getting enough to go all in there.
You said it before. You really need to land that charm, so
Yeah.
not too surprised that it didn't really work out for her once the charm had been moved. But she should have enough damage to at least chunk her out. So I would have liked to see that.
I think she should have left with the Foxfire instead of trying to leave with the charm and try to go for an all-in there. A little bit of a change-up of a fight, yes, but that being said, getting a little bit more poke damage, being able to focus down more, and not trade too much with Katarina in this case is going to be super.
Nice ultimate, nice crescendo from Sona as the Teemo gets blasted backwards, almost dies as Vayne is now trying to do a lot of extra damage to the Draven. The Draven's not having any of it as she misses a few audio attacks directly on minions. So misclick right there. Kane's going to come in and easily clean up that Sona kill. I really feel Sona should have tried to bring that back, but it doesn't really matter. The Rengar comes in and easily takes out Kane. Rengar's going for 2 as he misses the Draven by just a little bit. Goes in with Vladimir. The Hemo Plague is doing a huge amount of damage to the Vayne follow-up, and Vladimir is able to take down 2 and I believe 3. He might get taken down the back. No! The pots keep him alive as calculated. He's able to come in and completely decimate that fight. Only Teemo alive, and I don't even believe... I'm pretty sure Teemo went down earlier in that fight.
Teemo was down very early in the fight, so he managed to respawn and start getting back to lane before this fight even ended. So you could see him just under tower here, having to farm. But
Rengar says nope. Teemo says bye. As Draven and Teemo link up, and no. Okay. Pew pew pew. Yeah, you made your statement loud and clear. I think he might have taken a few steps too far. Yeah, definitely a little few steps that forward.
It got a little greedy there.
Gotten a little bit greedy, but Katarina's going to be able to do at least half damage. So does it help the Kane a little bit as Katarina is forced to die from the Ahri. She's not.
Can Sona save? Can Sona save?
Not the flash. Is she? I don't see her. I don't see her living. The Wither's going to come through as Gnosis Doggo comes in, and it's just a cats versus dogs game.
Yeah, I guess that's
cats and
yep.
dogs.
Drew, don't make me acknowledge these, please.
I will make you acknowledge them, please. Vladimir is trying to get the proto belt off to start his combo, but they didn't get that early on. Kane is going to get blasted down by a combination of the Sona and Vayne. Vayne is not holding him. As a 3-man crescendo comes out, but too little too late. The charm lands, and Vayne is down for the count. Back to the respawn, back to the gray screen. Teemo's going to be able to get a few shrooms out because shrooms are cheaper than mushrooms. Little known fact there. Not sure if he's going
I was going to
forward.
say cheaper than wards?
Oh, 100%. Draven ultimate goes out, but not going to do much more than try and get a few more minions as Vladimir easily takes down the Draven. You're not fed Draven, I'm sorry, but you really don't want to be.
The thing is with Draven, he is a small Feast or Famine style champion. If you get ahead with him.
Speaking of Feast or Fire champion,
Never mind.
Ultimate out from Rengar to try and take down Nasus as well after a tasty little snack of the Ahri as they're just rolling now through one champion after the other. Controversial one at a time strategy. Rengar not able to get enough damage down to a very low count as the Kayn is going to try and go and secure this kill onto the Rengar. Katarina is able to clean up Teemo though, and so it looks like is Rengar. No, Rengar is still up. The Kayn is unable to secure the kill, and he's now getting cornered by the Katarina. Should probably try and do ultimate into, no, not able to get any, no, now he's going into his ultimate, finally, but the ignite is directly onto him, and he's not able to get anything done, and not able to get the heal, not able to get anything. Draven left alone in the top lane to try and defend one turret as Rengar goes back with no doubt a lot of gold to spend.
See, there was the problem was even though we did lose their top laner, Black Lotus lost their top laner in this case, they put that Rengar in a really, really good spot to pull off.
Speaking of putting a champion in a really good spot, Katarina able to get the Draven kill as, was it? No, it was Draven. Okay, I did see
that was definitely Draven.
That was definitely Draven. As Black Lotus is starting to make the Bush Town regret their controversial one at a time strategy. Ahri was their one saving grace, and she is down for the count again for what feels like the 20th time this game.
I feel like this game is already out of control for Black Lotus. They don't need to. All they need to do is push down the towers, push down the base, and push down the Nexus, and that's it. But
I mean,
we
they
don't know.
definitely could try, but Katarina is starting to do just way too much damage. She's at that one-shot potential. Vayne's definitely starting to get a few items. We've seen her do a little bit of damage. And this Rengar, the story of Black Lotus, has just been dominant in the jungle. Vlad definitely kept his cool against the Nasus, but I mean, they're both farming champions. So
I don't expect those two to be doing a lot of dueling.
No, and there wasn't a huge amount of jungle pressure as Vlad's forced to go back. They're doing a good chunk of damage, but also taking about half the health, so Sona's going to be able to heal up a little bit of that and provide some shield, so potentially this would be a good point for Bushtown to try and engage as Vladimir goes directly in trying to hit the Teemo Plague, but I don't even believe he hit Draven with that. Nope, he got a little bit, but no follow-up damage, so he just gets about a quarter of his health as Nasus continues to push in the top lane. Still trying to get those stacks up, still trying to get that farm up, still trying to trade towers, trade objectives, at least try and get some gold injected into his Bushtown team.
Honestly, Bushtown just needs to outlast anything.
Oh no!
Wow!
He lives.
Okay, bye Teemo.
Bye, Teemo. just as we were congratulating Ahri on her magnificent escape, Teemo gets one shot. Kane's
Trying to follow up
trying
here.
to fight, but I mean, just one at a time is not going to do it, guys. I'm sorry, but you had the team fight potential there. Blinding Dart onto Rengar for being to keep him alive. The charm onto Katarina could pull her out of her Death Lotus. You had the tools, but the execution of this team comp is pretty brutal by comparison.
Yeah, and I have a gut feeling that the matchup between Black Lotus and Bushtown kind of feels a little one-sided in this case. I'm not totally sure, but because all of my player notes say that they are pretty matched up. That being said, it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge as Shelly comes out for Black Lotus. charging it down the mid lane, taking a little chunk to the minions. But
Shelly is going to do some work as Draven ultimately comes through, is able to get a couple of hits onto the Vladimir, with Gnosis taking him down to half health, but he's going to be able to regen that pretty easily, as even the Gnosis is starting to get a lot hurt. But he does his part. The Hemoplague is going to not come through as Rengar cleans up 1 kill very easily. I feel like I need to have the initial D soundtrack on my stream deck, because nice whip. Hi Sona from 3 man to
just
0
so
man.
close.
So
So
close.
close.
Yes, so close. But I feel like Rengar just going through. Do 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 do. Oh, hi Katarina. Hi Ari. You're not gonna no.
I think this part of
Oh,
Katarina's
the
already
BM. Oh,
Oof.
okay.
the flex.
Now, to be fair, they're 15,000 gold ahead.
Yeah.
There are some games where I would say there might be something they can do. But Bushtown would need to channel their inner Europe, like Season 2 Europe. Like, we're talking frogging Crepo levels of just holding out until frogging has 4,000 farm on Anivia. And
Do we want to compare this to like Faker on Rise or Faker on Zed here?
No, because then I would have to do like a inhuman reaction or like a, oh, look at the clients, look at the move, Faker, what was that? And in reality, while Black Lotus played really well, Rengar, he just by the time he's this fed, he just points and clicks. There's no outplay here. It's just bye bye, GG. Black Lotus takes game number 1.
That was a super snowball. Black Lotus got way too ahead.
Agreed, yeah. So, what do you think? Game 1?
It felt like a one-sided matchup, honestly.
It was pretty one-sided, yeah.
The Rengar was too far ahead, too fast. The only thing that you had to do was probably outlast and hope that you hit your you're hoping to hit your Nasus power spikes. You were hoping to
Which
hit,
is like 30 minutes into the game, to be fair.
yeah, you're about 10 minutes too late.
Fair enough. Okay, well, if that's game number 1, we're going to take a quick break, flex some things around. Don't leave just yet. We will be right back with game number 2 of the CEL League of Legends League, I guess.
I'd say that, yeah.
I'd say that. All right, we'll be right back.
say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Take you like a pill. Fill you like a pill to get my fill. No, do me in the worst way. Don't let me sleep, never say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Take you like a pill. Get my fill.
I'm left behind, obeyed the line, but always a gone. You fool me at the bottom line, I lie afraid. Are we in the same place?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Because let's face it, you guys all came here to hear us talk nonstop. We know this is true. We've heard you talk in the chat before about how amazing clearly we are, and you have no interest in League of Legends whatsoever. Okay, maybe
Question mark?
Question mark, yeah. Okay, so going into game number 1, we saw I would love to say not a massacre, but
I want to
feel
say it's a bloodbath. It's pretty close to there.
it's pretty close to that, yeah. So maybe let's not be too harsh on them, but
a fed rain guard. You can't feed you can't feed the cat, dude.
yeah. Kitty Cat got fed. So going into game number 2, we are going to see the pick and ban in 3, 2, yeah.
So, a couple of pointers out of here. Top lane matchup. The ever presence of the Kench has been completely.
Bench the Kench. Unbench the Kench.
It is completely unbenched.
It is completely unbenched. As, we are going to see that come in there. Is there anything else, like, really crazy that you're interested to see coming out of any of these teams?
I remember, like, honestly, the unbenched Kench in this case is probably one of the most craziest things. Olaf really being really destructive mid to late game, as well as Nautilus being probably one of the most broken supports at the patch time. On the other side, on Ono's side, Aatrox got a little bit hit with a couple of nerfs. Didn't seem like it did too much, but we'll see here. Elise, a good early snowballing early game champion, as well as.
So basically, you like everything that's going on.
Dude, I love everything. I love
everything. All right. Well, in that case, are you ready to get into game?
I am so ready to get.
You're ready to get into game? Okay,
but,
perfect.
But one thing, if
Okay.
I do not see Star Guardian Israel and Soraka, I'm a bit sad. Just a tiny bit.
All right, sounds good. All right, game number 2.
Masters Overrated versus Oh No.
So, did we get it?
I saw
Did we get it?
I saw the Starguard Soraka, and it's
Saw
making me
it?
happy.
Did you? Did you? I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it.
Oh, did you? Oh, perfect.
It was right after. It was.
Speaking of happy, 5-man invade.
Oof. This is big.
Yeah, except they don't do anything.
Oh.
I know, right? I love how Nautilus is like easily 2 times bigger than every other champion in the game. Like,
Dude, he's a tank. Dude, that's a literal
I
tank.
know, but like, you know, he's just a big. Oh, that is Star Guardian. Wow.
No, that's
No?
Star Guardian. That is not. That is that is Samsung Galaxy. I was gonna say.
That is unforgivable. I mean, you're the master of the Star Guardian chase game.
I would not say master, but
But
you guys did see the jacket from the last cell. That
Fair
was
enough.
the school uniform for Israel. Just
all
saying.
right, fair enough. So we're getting in to game number 2. Is there anything that you think of these teams? Let's see. I recognize a couple of teams on Oh No. So
Yeah.
what is that? I'm pretty sure that's Ninja, Tree Bro, Slaya, YYC80C. Shout out to you, bro.
Hey.
And Peace Serenity. That's like the most Soraka name you could possibly have.
Can I say Soraka one trick?
Soraka one trick. Peace Serenity. No, because if it's Soraka one trick, you have to have Soraka one trick as your.
No. See, but that
Oh
would,
wow! A nice hook onto the Soraka and a very early flash. Just did not want any part of that.
Just nope.
Nope.
Flat out nope. The early game is probably where Soraka is kind of. She's pretty vulnerable there, especially if she burns off a little bit of HP due to her heal. I'd be a little bit worried, but. And then you can see here our mid lane matchup: Morgana versus Azir. I want to say this goes to Morgana. That lockdown CC combined with the big amounts of magic damage over a long sustained time, it's gonna be pretty brutal. And as you can see here, Aatrox going in, TK trying to turn it around, gets the bite, gets the puke.
Oh man, Tom Genji is just such an obnoxious champion. Oh man.
Yeah, and that was the problem, is because he had so much damage in his kit when he basically got changed over. Top lane Kench was just dominant and just wrecking solo queue.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying like that, isn't it? I mean, it's still annoying. Tom Kench is probably my least favorite champion to play against.
I personally don't see him all that much because there's not a lot of.
Ooh, Elise is coming in, and it looks like they're going to be trying to bench the Kench as the Ignite is going through and takes down the Aatrox. The Olaf. I honestly blanked on the Olaf for a second. Olaf gets a nice axe through and is able to take down the burning Aatrox for first blood alongside the Tom Kench. So you can instantly see where the priority of this game is going to be spent.
And you can see, look, going back to that play right then and there, it was the gray health that literally saved that Tom Kench's life in that case.
Yeah, that gray health is obnoxious. It lasts forever, or at least that's what it feels like.
Oh yeah, it
and
does.
you can just get a massive shield, so it's like having to chunk through 2 health bars half the time. Now, in the mid lane, Azir versus Morgana. I have not seen too many. Ooh, nobody really saw that, but Kaisa just hit Ezreal with her long-range poke.
I'd say literally everything. It looked like she hit him with everything she got. So
yeah. Is Azir Morgana? Azir is a champion I've seen in the LCS as well as the LCK, but I have not seen Morgana mid.
It's been pretty menacing.
Has it? Just because of the stun?
It's just her stun.
Oh, speaking of which, though, a nice stun from Elise is able to follow it up. The Black Cocoon, as well as misses the binding, though. There's just not enough follow-up damage to follow it or to come around. and Nautilus is coming from the bot lane to support his mid laner, just in case. Plus the Bloom is able to, you know, spot everyone out.
Yeah. So the one thing is Morgana's CC is very, very lockdown heavy, and it lasts literally forever. As I face that face it down support on the support line usually a lot of the time, and once you get hit with the bind, you get hit with the you get hit with the bind, and then you're just kind of standing there going, what am I doing with my life? Seriously, guys.
Just hanging out here.
I'm just getting withered away while I get binded by this Morgana. Yeah, exactly.
Ezreal gets binded just outside of the team fight. Yeah, just don't worry about me, guys. I'll get there. I swear.
Oh, the chains having to use as a disengage. That's interesting.
I'm not surprised. So, the fun thing about Aatrox is he can, in theory, deal with the Kench because he does have the knockback in the form of the chains. He does have a knock up, and several of his abilities do allow him to move, dash, or kind of get around the battlefield. Tahm Kench is he's just so annoying when you don't have any of those. So Aatrox is, I won't say safe because nobody's safe against the Kench. With Grasp of the Undying, he is just frustrating to deal with.
That's true. I'll agree with you there. Grasp of the Undying on most of the champions that I've been playing against have been very just obnoxious to play.
He gets true held and damage, and he gets a. Speaking of which, though, Olaf is going to be coming into the bot side. He tries to get Ezreal on the secondary. They already had the Soraka Peace Serenity pretty much on lockdown. So they went for the second kill there. A good, solid play. Soraka's flash is still not up. So a nice return gain, or at least a nice capitalization on that early aggression from Kai'Sa and the Nautilus.
It was mostly the Nautilus on the Nautilus hook, so on that
Fair
early
enough.
game for the flash. So that flash play being able to turn around and make that play happen, good play.
Good play.
Good play.
Play, play, play.
Yep.
Play, play, play. Play. Good play.
Good play.
Good play. Yeah. We see 2 kills early on for Masters Overrated. Up about 1,000 goals right now. Can't really see the CS score, so I'm going to assume that all of that is from the first blood and the second kill. Maybe a little bit of a CS differential on top.
Now, Roloff can easily go 2 ways here. He still can do his normal jungle clears in this case, or, and this is a very interesting proposition, he vertical jungles bot side and just keeps camping it down there, only taking out, because to be fair, Olaf has Tahm Kench in this case, and unless he like goes absolutely balls to the wall, no problem, which you just saw it right there,
Nice
folks.
little easy 2v1, like ease. Here, let me just pick up the spider. You know, maybe get, Tree Bro! Able to get the outplays. The Tahm Kench goes a little too hard, a little too ham. He did have the damage, but at least he's able to stun him within tower range, get a couple of extra damage shots off, and the Tahm Kench goes down. A nice little shutdown from there. Well done, the Elise. And speaking of well done, the Black Shield come out and block a little bit of that damage means the Morgana is going to be easily winning that trade, getting the binding onto Azir. We might be seeing Masters Overrated starting to take a little bit more of a lead in this game.
See, that was the thing that like you had to be a little bit worried about. That Morgana binding is nasty. Just nasty.
Chunks him down, and you know what? The soldiers do technically count as spells, I believe, so the Black Shield can block out at least one of those rotations from one of the soldiers, so that's pretty nice as well.
There you go. So there's your start of vertical jungling right here. So if when Olaf takes his red and he switches over to the enemy blue side, then he could start vertical jungling on this whole side here.
But we don't see the Elise doing the same. Aatrox is now going to the blue buff on the top side to try and. I feel like I would be safe in saying he's down a little CS. The Elise is still clearing her bot side jungle, and so the Aatrox is going to be contested by the Tahm Kench. Looks like the blue was not taken, so just some deep wards to maybe secure vision. Nice little interaction there. Ezreal's able to easily get away from the Nautilus after the hook has landed. Essence Flux is just so powerful in this situation.
I love playing Ezreal in that case because Essence Flux is such a good tool. You can either use it to engage, disengage, just position correctly, and get some extra damage in while you're at it. But the massive thing is his R. True Shot Barrage is probably one of the highest damaging spells in Israel's kit.
Well, I mean, it is his ultimate. You definitely hope so.
Yeah, I like
Mystic Shot. Woo! True Shot Barrage.
Yeah, it's Essence Flux plus True Shot Barrage equals sometimes one-shot kill.
I
kid you
actually
not.
haven't seen that, but I have seen his ultimate do a lot of damage, especially with the alternate blue builds that we've been seeing out of Ezreal since the double tier kind of got, axed.
The thing is you kind of have to be a little bit ahead. Like, you gotta have at least a 500 gold lead on this one to make it kind of work. But I think you could do the Bunny Foo Foo special.
Go on.
This is the Hextech Gunblade into Lichbane into Deathcap, bro.
That's a lot of AP, so just relying on the AP scalings of his Mystic Shot and his ult, I guess?
So you're basically relying on the Mystic Shot and True Shot Barrage. That being said, you can line up most of your abilities on one champion, you could easily one-shot delete people.
Interesting. Well, unfortunately, we can't really see the items to know what he's going for. I would assume he'd be going for Manamune, to be honest. That seems to be
I've seen Manamune a couple of times. I've tried it. I've actually given it a shot today. I was trying it a little bit earlier, and I like it. It's got a solid amount of damage. You can easily turn into it like that.
Ooh, a nice little kickback from the Azir as it's... Well, ooh. I was about to question...
Nope.
Sorry, I got confused there because the Elise flashed away, or...
It looks like she was trying to dodge something, but it didn't seem like
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna see if I can get a replay on that to watch in just a little bit, as we got some action going on right now.
Shelly's making some work at the tower.
Shelly's doing a lot of work at the tower, getting some plates for Kench, as the Kench has definitely, I feel, been dominating that top lane, despite the fact we haven't exactly seen anything. We don't really have the numbers to go by. So, yeah.
And this is where Nautilus is absolutely critical. He still have a high amount of health, very good amount of damage here. If he lands one major hook, it's gonna be game over for somebody here.
Well, maybe not the Ezreal. If they landed on the Soraka, but even then, her flash is nearly up, so they're going to have to make something go real quick, as the Aatrox is going to be dove by the Predator Olaf. He is not going to get out of this. Dives straight under tower. The ultimate is not going to be able to do anything, as it has been changed now onto the kill, and the Kench and Olaf just run Aatrox down. Elise is going to be able to get a little bit of return damage, but Spiraling is only able to do about not even a quarter of health, honestly, as no proc is there. So, nice return ganks.
Big binding right there. Again, huge binding right there on the Azir. Just to basically hold him in place. That way he doesn't really get his abilities off properly.
Yeah, now, while the turret plating is starting to go down, I want to go back to that play in the mid lane. It was really strange for me to watch because both Elise and Azir were pretty much right on top of Morgana. While she did pop the stopwatch in order to stay alive, neither of them had the binding attached to them by the looks of it. It looked like it was just attached to Azir, so either that was a graphical glitch on our end or something else. So the fact that Elise flashed away from that was just kind of weird.
It might have been a baited flash. It might have been a baited flash where it's like somebody was trying to bait. They tried to bait out a flash by stepping up.
Yeah, but I mean, she was. Well, now Elise is. Whoa, nice! Good. I like that.
Flash on the wall.
No, didn't even flash. Just repel up onto the blue buff, but they're just following behind them as the Ezreal isn't able to get a whole lot done. Some nice return damage, but they're all going over the wall. The Kai'Sa has the ability to go over the wall. The Nautilus has the ability to go over the wall with some help. And the Olaf, well, I mean, they both flashed. So Kai'Sa popped over, and both the Nautilus and Olaf flashed, which was kind of hilarious. But they did manage to secure themselves 2 extra kills and kind of force Elise out of her bot side jungle. So missing out on the blue buff. Azir's doing a lot of damage now. He's probably got that Nashor's Tooth built up and starting to get a little bit of sustained damage against the black shield of Morgana.
That's probably one of the major dangerous things about Azir is that the fact that he's got such a long range poke with The small, I want to say they're minions in this case.
No, they're soldiers, man. He's a king. Azir is a king. Well, an emperor, technically, but you know what? He is a king.
He's annoying, that's what he is.
He is definitely annoying. Aatrox back up into the Kench as that tongue is just deceptively annoying.
Why is that thing got such a long hitbox?
I know, it's just... It feels like it's never going to hit you, and then it does.
Like,
Just
I got baited like a couple of times, like playing against him, and it's just like, I'll be like so far away from him, and he still hits me, and I'm like, hitbox?
Hitbox? Question mark, question mark? What is this, Season 2 Blitzcrank?
Oh god, don't remind me.
That was fun.
Anyway, as we look at over towards topside, looks like Aatrox trying to clear this wave off his tower, but Kent is just looking right there, trying to pick up the kill.
Oh, gets the chain. Nope.
Nope.
Walks out of it. Why is he going aggressive? He's got, I guess, the final bits on his Q and maybe trying to bait him into tower.
He's
As
got that,
Elise is not having a fun time. 3 men into the top lane. Aatrox is going to pop the ultimate, but he gets stun locked and so much damage. Tom Kench in to follow it up as he's just getting
There's nothing there. You can't do anything
You
there.
can't do anything. You've got the most CC out of the Nautilus, or second most, I guess, or technically, maybe, question mark. You've got follow-up CC from the Tom Kench, possibly. You've got slows from the Olaf. It's like...
And you've got Olaf basically running you down at this point.
So it's just kind of like, oh, sure, I guess I'll just stand here.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. That's basically it. It's unfortunate to see, like, in this case, now mid lane tower, top lane tower is down, mid lane tower for tier 1 is down. Wards in the enemy blue buff for
Hey,
Masters
technically a Azir turret isn't down, so there's only one turret down on the side. Oh no.
Guys, that's just a temporary turret. It's just a temporary turret.
No, it's not. It's permanent. I don't know what you're talking about. Lol.
Anyway,
7-2, definitely not the slaughter that we saw in the previous game. They were already at 23 kills, I believe, by this point in the last match. So
yeah,
definitely slower, but you still see... I'm betting some of this is in the farm. I know Soraka, just perpetual of healing. Oh,
it's a solid amount of sustain. Like, and I'll give it to Soraka for that. That being said, they need to deal a little bit more damage, put a little bit more damage
out.
outward.
Luden's proc off of... Oh, nice flash with the binding from Morgana as the binding, or I say binding, but Morgana has several bindings. The chase is being continued. Morgana is able to get the black binding directly onto Elise, dropping down, and a nice follow-up hook with the ultimate from Nautilus, and Kai'Sa is able to easily clean that up for a nice triple. The chains are more than enough. Soon as she landed that 3-second lockdown, flashed in, got the chains. Olaf is now popping Predator, trying to get around to the Azir, but he's not going to be able to... No, he's chasing him down.
He's going all in.
Azir's got the flash, able to get out as Kai'Sa and Nautilus continue to push down the top, or the bot tier 2 turret. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that. Elise is a good champion, but she is just not getting what she needs done. And the problem is Morgana...
Yeah.
He's basically doing the same thing. Look at these bindings. That's 3 in a row.
That's a good... They're beautifully executed. Just well executed, well timed, well placed.
And the Nautilus there to follow up. I mean, a Nautilus ult, Nautilus hook, Nautilus everything.
His whole kit is CC. Why? Why, Ryan?
Why not? Orin's entire kit is CC.
No, it's not.
Pretty much.
It's like two
So you've
picks
got
and
the
an ult.
slow from Bellows, you've got the knockup from his Q, you've got the 2-part stun from his ultimate, as they're going to fight over an Infernal Drake, but the mist binding, but Olaf is directly in the back and not even able to get the wish off as the damage is really starting to pour down. Aatrox is not able to get a kill, not able to get the reset as the Nautilus refuses to die. The Morgana is able to completely lock them down, and that is a 5-for-1 in the favor of Masters Overrated. A very quick fight. Wow.
Oh.
Just so much damage piling through. Soraka supposed to be able to get her ultimate off, but it doesn't even look like she casted it Not even sure if it was up by
I
that
bet you
point.
she was mashing that key. They were mashing that keyboard.
That or
to
she
get that
popped it
off.
early. I honestly couldn't even tell. Their health bars were dropping so quick. 3 men are going to, and well, now 3 men, there are 2 men and 2 women are going to be able to bust down this Baron. Kaisa's coming in from the side.
I was gonna
doing a lot
say
of
2
damage.
men, an angel, and a idol, and a K-pop idol, but you know, just saying.
K-pop, Prestige,
Kaisa.
Kaisa. There we
Got
are.
you.
I got my names. I swear. Gonna take a sip of water because obviously.
I got you on this one. Looks like Elise is trying to clear off the Krugs as oh, wow,
Soraka,
this is
there you
weird.
are. I know, right? Remember all 150 champions. You're doing great, man.
Oh,
All
this
right.
is why you do the most as a casting player. I do the color count.
All right, we're good. So, Kaisa's taking the red. Azira's getting the blue. Thankfully, he's going to need that to spam up the spells. There is a world where this team comp does win.
Onos?
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Ezreal does skill up very well. The Aatrox is a monster if he starts to get resets. If he gets a single kill, that team fight could have completely flipped on its head. So, Master's Overrated is definitely okay. That was an interesting ultimate from Ezreal, as I think he tried to predict the flash out from Nautilus, but Nautilus decided, nope, not going to do that. A lot of item heal is coming through for the side of Master Overrated, and they get a quick 2 kills as the Olaf is starting to go back into the Soraka. The wall is dropped, but Azir is not able to do a whole lot as he's forced back away from his base, and Master's Overrated is just starting to run all over this game. Not too surprising given the fact that they have a 14,000 gold lead. But it looks like they might actually go for, well,
They're
yeah,
gonna go for the end here because you already have the Baron, and you might as well make that push here.
Agreed. The Azir is able to get away. The Ezreal is going to be doing a little bit of damage, but the Morgana is able to get the item slow directly onto them. And all they need is one
Oh, there's the
binding onto
binding.
Azir, and he is almost 100% down. The damage is starting to come up, but again, pop
Grey
health isn't going to come through. Yeah, they're able to shut him down, but it's too little, too late. The victory goes for the side of Master Overrated in their first game. GG.
I want to say Masters Overrated definitely took this round for sure cleanly over Ono.
That was a clean game, and I gotta admit, they followed up on the lack of flashes really well. So really impressed by their overall technical execution of the team composition, paying attention to who had the flashes up. The Olaf returned just in time to capitalize on the flash. Flashes, of course, 5 minutes, so I mean, he had plenty of time, but still, the fact that they're keeping that in mind is really good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the technical executions on both the bindings and the hooks from Nautilus.
The combination of binding into hook equals just CC on top of CC. You can't do things when you're being just locked out of this game.
Now, there is a world, I mentioned this before. The Aatrox, if he got a kill, would have started to heal up. And unfortunately, Aatrox in a team fight definitely beats Tahm Kench. I will say that 100%. So
I will agree with you.
in that team fight, which I might have a replay.
I don't think you saved it.
Did I not?
No.
Let's see what I did save. Does it work? Nope. Okay. Didn't set up the replay function perfectly, so we'll hopefully have that for next time. But, yeah. Overall, any complaints? Any questions?
I don't like Tahm Kench. I think he still should be benched. He needs to be permanently benched.
Permanently bench Kench. Hopefully we'll see that in the next match.
Oh.
We, of course, don't have the bans, but we'll see. So we are going to take another quick intermission. That's the word I was looking for. Took me a second.
Yep.
And we will be right back for the final game, game number 3, right after these messages. There is no advertisements, don't worry. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 of the CEL inaugural Esports League for League of Legends. We should really try to get a logo up there so we can do something like that. But we'll figure this out over time. Don't you guys worry. You'll see our pretty faces. You'll hear our beautiful voices constantly. I'm sure there's no complaints about that just yet.
I did forget to mention one thing. It's like, how long is this tournament running, Drew?
I believe 6 weeks, and then there's 8 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's 8 weeks of playing against each other.
So round robin.
Basically a round robin. There's a specific style of format that they're using. I will double check that for next week. And then they are going into a not a best of 4, top 4 teams. So there will be 2 semifinal matches and a finalist match. And I believe that's going to be different. So more announcements on that coming later. Won't get too much in started there. Ready for Pick and Ban?
Let's do it.
Pick and Ban game number 3. Alright, so I'm just so impressed with myself and my ability to just perfectly make...
Easy there, Drew.
I know,
Easy.
I know. Okay, so right off the bat, you do see a couple of changes. For example, there is pretty much no carry top laner right now. Nara is technically a carry if you build him on hit, but I don't know anyone who built him on hit. Poppy is a carry if you build her with Trinity Force and a bunch of physical damage, but it seems like more...
That's me!
Of course you do.
Reload Poppy! Reload Toppy!
Shut up, you bronzy.
I'm trying to get out of bronze, get at it.
So, going down the line, Ezreal, of course, incredibly strong. Caitlyn Lux is an incredibly annoying lane to play against. I know this for a fact because I am usually the Caitlyn or the Lux. Mid lane, we've got Cassiopeia versus Swain. That is my concern. So,
My concern is not many people know how to play against Swain. Myself included. I will admit
that is true. You don't see a whole lot of Swain. Pretty much ever, do you?
Not really. You'll see it a lot more you see it a lot more in these style of plays where it is 5v5. There is a lot of communication. There's a lot of
everything.
Basically a lot of everything. And you can easily know when to roam, when to do this, when to do that, when to take
Agreed. I think the biggest thing is people also they don't understand how much damage he does. Swain does a lot of damage. I know we talk about the Sven kind of jokes and memes, but he does a lot of damage. So
it's actually scary, especially when he starts rolling with like 1 item, 2 items. The damage kind of piles on.
And you've got a very beefy front line. So honestly, not quite a protect the president, but you know.
I would say it's protect the president here.
Protect the president? Okay.
Because if you think about it, Poppy is pretty much a tank. Sejuani,
well,
she
it
can
depends
go
what
tank.
they build, I suppose, but you're right. Yeah. So Poppy tanks, Sejuani's
pretty tanky.
Nautilus tanky, and Swain is deceptively tanky. So yeah, I guess
it's kind of scary. And like the only damage dealer, and I'm using that very lightly in quotes because nobody sees Swain coming, is the Israel. I'm 85% sure this is protect the president.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully we'll see something. Sorry about not muting music, by the way. I totally forgot all that.
Whoops.
Yeah, I know. I'm great. Anyways, we will be getting into game right about now.
Wedge versus Team Win.
Beautiful.
And it looks like right off the hop,
we've got
Wedge.
the amazing flashing of Mastery 7. Whew. I know, right? That is some BM stuff right there. Boom.
Straight up the BMs.
Straight up the BM truck. We are now cheering for Wedge only because Team Win BM. No.
I'm cheering for Team Wedge because I've been bested by that protect the president comp. I kid you not.
Fair enough. Well.
Oh, wait, what?
What?
Dude, I was gonna say, Battle Academia Israel, hello!
Okay, so I guess we got a restart? Someone picked the wrong skin? No, this is just a flat restart. Okay. So, we've got a flat restart coming back from here.
Look, he's running with Toast!
You were way too happy about this.
I love this skin, man!
Pretty much no. I'm just sitting here like, oh man, this game's gonna be good. Like, we got an interesting composition, and you're like, he's running with Toast!
It's the classic running late to school with a piece of toast in mouth.
Okay, now to be fair, I was really close to buying Battle Academia Lux strictly because when she's sped up, she's running with books.
Yes.
And it's adorable. Okay, so we got a 5-man invade from the side of Wedge. And are they going to catch out anyone? No.
Oh,
no.
they're gonna try.
Lux is out of there.
Just-
I didn't actually see if she dodged or if...
No, Caitlyn went down towards past the frogs. and
Caitlyn
then
just noped right out. She was
just like, nope.
That's one of those, you come around the corner, you see something bad happening, and it's just turn right around and walk the other way. Yep, we're just gonna go
There's a
this
meme that we
way.
should put in here, but there's we want to keep this.
I need
stream.
my meme box. That's what I need. I need my meme box.
This isn't a normal you stream, Drew.
Oh, right, this doesn't have the end rating, does it? No. Dang it. Oh, man. Oh, well. Okay,
Also, we
so
have to keep it kind of 14.
fine. I've been good.
I know you have.
Yeah, I've been keeping it PG all day. Thank you very much.
Anyway,
Back to game. Something CS. Something damage.
catch up here, try to go in to
something.
make that Swain, poke out the Swain a bit. The one thing I would definitely say about Gnar here is that Boomerang is really going to come in critical against this Poppy.
Yeah, especially when he starts to get, I would say level 3 or level 2, depending on when he takes the 3-hit extra damage. Because, you know, every champion has to have a 3-hit combo. Ooh.
Lux trying.
Tried and failed to get that big beefy Nautilus out. And Nautilus, by comparison, instantly hits a
The
not
flash
quite
heal.
on the return binding, unfortunately, as Poppy's able to do a deceptive amount of damage.
Yeah, that's the thing with Poppy. The dash in the Q is major amounts of damage there.
Yeah, and I guess Gnar in his mini Gnar form isn't the craziest when it comes to... Oh, Lux. That is 3 missed bindings, unfortunately. But Nautilus is just going...
I'm gonna capitalize on this.
You want to throw out your binding? You want to throw out your only thing that's like keeping me back? Okay, sure. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Buddy.
There you go,
Just
another
barely,
dash in the in.
Just barely missed the wall there. Not able to get the stun, unfortunately.
Movement speed's just that.
much. Got a little stun there. Don't worry. Okay, so this is what we were just saying. Doesn't know the range on that pullback, obviously.
It's not as it's more than Mordekaiser's pull. It's Mordekaiser's got a very big wide area pull.
Well, the new Mordekaiser, anyways.
New Mordekaiser, sorry, this was on the PvE when this was on. My bad.
Yeah, she's.
But the pull on Swain is massive, and it is counted as a bit of a lockdown CC as well. So you have to be very careful with that.
There you go. But unfortunately, Nautilus now has a shield, so it doesn't really matter. But still,
You got there.
you got there. You're warmed up. You're good to go. You're going to be hitting all these things. Remind me, does Kleptomancy, you said it works off of the shield?
It's weird. The way I had to double play it again. You Q. So if you can Q the minions, you snap the minions off, and then you can throw the buckler at your enemy, and it procs Klepto.
That's really cool, actually.
It's actually the strangest thing. I don't know how it
works.
works.
Rengar's going to come in, and Ignite onto the Lux is definitely going to go down, but there's going to be easy cut. No, Rengar goes in, but he's not able to get the damage needed to burn down Ezreal. The pots are now going as Nautilus goes back in with the shield, as Caitlyn is not able to get enough damage. The headshots are coming through, but it's just not enough as they get an easy, well, not quite easy, but a calculated couple of kills in the bot lane. Well done, Team Wedge. Really putting their foot in the door.
And that's
If you
the
know
thing
what
with
I mean.
Nautilus. If you keep landing your hooks, you keep landing that CC, those major CC hits, you're gonna be able to lock anything down. It doesn't matter if it's a crazy cat that snowballs very quickly, or basically a Lux, which is kind of unmovable, but does a lot of damage. It doesn't matter. Lock the CC, lock the champion.
Yeah, we're seeing Gnar get poked around, or just kind of bullied in this lane, actually, which is surprising. Normally the ranged champion has a massive advantage, so Poppy's ratio is obviously broken. 10 out of 10, broken champion. Riot, Riddle, please nerf. Just saying that so that you don't have free allow.
Just saying, she's actually B tier.
Fine. Okay, fine.
The reason why I'm able to freeload, because nobody bans her.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Nobody bans my Xerath either, which is kind of surprising.
Well, then again, nobody expects your Xerath.
That's true. Nobody expects the Spanish Xerath. No.
No.
Spanish Inquisition? No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. You know it's fun. Okay, so Megadar is going to be coming up. This is kind of where I want to see him going a little bit more aggressive, and I definitely want to see some actual, damage on Poppy.
This is the part where you go in. If you
Yeah,
once you hit
like,
that
he's
Meganar,
level
you just go
6.
buh.
He's level 6, so normally it's like jump, smash, scoop, and slam into the wall. Get some nice damage. Wow!
Look at this damage. Look at that damage.
Look at that damage. He did a whole, 200 health damage.
It's still a lot.
Well,
It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's quite a lot.
I wouldn't say it's quite a lot
It's a
yet,
pretty-
but
yeah.
what I was more saying is he keeps hitting these pullbacks. Lux isn't hitting her. Just as I say that, Lux isn't hitting her stuns. Suddenly she hits a beautiful double stun. Too bad there was no one around to follow up on that. Rengar's too low.
Yep.
Cassiopeia is going to go in on this. Now, there is a lot of damage, but that was a very good. What's your ultimate name?
I can't forget.
I just know
I
it's
call it-
stone. Turn
Turn
my
to
enemies
stone.
stones. I call it the Gorgon, but I'm pretty sure it's something else. Anyway,
Organ's Eye, I think.
Gorgon's Eye. So that sounds more like a Rick Riordan, lightning thief kind of thing.
True.
So that was a very good stun by the Cassiopeia, though. Swain not able to look away in time to keep the chase up. Cassiopeia really does punish champions in long lanes, especially when they miss their abilities like that. As she's going to be able to get the miasma down, follow up the poison. Is she going to go under
goodness.
tower? No. Now,
That's a good safety play.
that
That's
is a good safety play. Not going for it because potential. I don't know the cooldown, but Swain's not pullback could have been potentially starting to get up.
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't think she knows the cooldown on it either. I think
And
that's part of the problem.
And that's the thing, is not a lot of people know how to play against Swain. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's very, very hard to play against Swain because not many people can pick them.
On that topic, though, a failed hook on the side of Nautilus resulted in his almost immediate demise. I wasn't really commenting on that because I thought he was safe, but then the extra damage from the 6 coming through, and Caitlyn and the Ignite are just able to chew through whatever resistances Nautilus was putting up. That is the danger of Deluxe.
The one thing with Nautilus is, I'll definitely admit, is you are running a risk of being just completely locked down with CC.
I mean, he can lock people down with CC, but he's also a very big target. And when he goes in, I know my favorite thing to do when I'm Lux versus a Not is bind ER.
Yeah. That's the full damage combo out of Lux. It does so much damage. And
And it's point blank at that point. I can't miss unless I'm wood tier, which I'm not, but still.
that's iron for everybody else.
No, wood is even lower than iron. I'm pretty sure even the iron player can hit a point blank Lux combo.
Have you seen an iron player play?
I don't. Do I want to? Is it the kind of
It's weird.
It's weird. Oh, Swain forced to flash. The miasma did go out, but I don't think he needed to flash right then. I think he was just kind of worried about potentially.
That's a
the
safety.
Rengar.
It's safety flash.
Safety flash? Nah, fair enough. I guess they are. No. Yeah, they're about 2,000 gold up, so fair enough. I feel like a lot of that. Wow.
Whoa,
that was a
denied.
nice knock-up. Following up with the ultimate, not able to get enough damage and really doesn't trust himself. I don't think he had enough armor to really safely tower dive, especially with no backup.
Yeah, it would. If he had a little bit more attack speed, to be able to get one extra hit in there, that might have secured it. But in this case, good play, strong ass poke.
Definitely starting to poke out Nar there. Really surprising. Ranged champions, Jace, I can think of. To some extent, ooh, nice ultimate for the Sejuani, but not able to get as much damage as they need. And the Cassiopeia is able to land a beautiful ultimate to stun both of them. Neither of them looking back in time, and she's out. That was a beautiful recovery. A very good game. Saved the charge and was able to land an ultimate almost perfectly. But still, the Cassiopeia gets out. And Cassiopeia isn't exactly what I would call a tanky champion, so obviously Swain says just not enough damage to really
secure
that
it's
kill.
close. Like, they were almost there. Just one little bit more. As Anar just starts throwing buildings at Poppy. And Poppy just
There's the stun. Come on, throw another. You got, there's the ultimate. This is the trading that I wanted to see Nar doing. Because he could just continually, hi, Rengar?
Oh, there we go. That was exactly what Nar needed right there.
That was exactly it. Following up the damage of the Mega Gnar with the auto attacks and the range of the Mini Gnar, and able to easily bounce back. The knockback able to get directly on the Cassiopeia. The ultimate coming down from Swain as he is able to do a huge amount of damage. She is not getting out of that. If the ultimate popped at any time, he would have been able to just absolutely smash as the turret plates are going down. And while the top lane is starting to go the way of Team Win, that mid lane is not looking too good for the Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia's been basically shoved under tower for most of the laning phase right now.
Now, she is comfortable under tower. To be fair, she is capable of farming safely under tower, as Caitlyn's just going to give up the majority of these minions.
I don't think you can do much here, especially with the amount of CC that is down there.
I'm actually going to have to disagree with that. You can place down the traps. You can make it very dangerous with Caitlyn for the enemy team to tower dive, especially with Lux on her way. So I feel that was a little bit of giving too much respect to the enemy laners. As the headshot does go through, looked like an extended range, but I can't really tell what items they have just yet. Caitlyn range is absurd to start with.
That's one of the things that makes Caitlyn really, really good in a matchup like this, is the fact that you can utilize her extreme range to poke out champions.
Nice, able to get the headshot, but the return damage is coming through as the ultimate from Ezreal is not able to get there. The ultimate from Lux, however, is definitely able to, and a nice clutch heal from I believe Ezreal popped his heal and was able to take the damage from the ace in the hole. Big lasers hurt, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Nautilus is going back in. He's got the shield, he's got the ignite, and a huge burst of damage following up from Ezreal with the Essence Flux, but the Rengar is going to come in and get an easy kill on the both of them. That's the Rengar dream right there. Bounce in, burst one down instantaneously, dead.
Yeah.
The Miasma is able to come down and lock, not really do a whole lot to be honest, but Miasma is really handy versus Swain because if you land it, it does kind of help with his ultimate a little bit. So, and this Cassiopeia has proven that she can land her ults very good.
I like the fact that she could be able to use her ult as a disengage as well. And being able, because if you get too many people happening at once and you just need to go.
I would like to see her be a little bit more aggressive though. Cassiopeia is supposed to be a lane bully. I know Swain is a little bit tanky, but I feel like she could really start to chase him down, especially if she starts to dodge some of those. As they go, bye Caitlyn.
You walked right into that.
You're not living.
No.
You're not. I would have almost said don't flash there as the Cassiopeia is coming through. Beautiful!
Wow.
On both of them. Wow. I don't know if she's doing this on purpose, but this Cassiopeia is absolutely...
You tried.
As I say that, Rengar is able to get a little bit of damage, but not able to do much more than disengage the team wedge off of the turret. As we see the Nautilus really starting to come through. The tankiness and the shields and really the re-engage potential.
Look at this
of
healing.
Nautilus.
Look at that healing right there.
Yeah,
he's already up to half health.
Support items are great.
Oh.
Right, please don't touch them. They're great. Just leave them.
Fine.
They're great. They're fine. Speaking of which, first turret is about to go down in 3, 2, 1 for Team Wedge as the ultimate from Nautilus comes through and able to
Big
easily
burst.
follow that up. I feel like the Ezreal really needs to wait until the ultimate is about to hit before he ults.
I think he's waiting. I think he's just being a little too aggressive with the ult.
Yeah, I mean, Mystic Shot does have and to be fair, True Shot Barrage does have a travel time, but it's not that slow.
No.
I don't think he needs to be predicting it, so hopefully we see some better layered ultimates in the future. Nautilus and Ezreal both have insane potential for damage when they layer their ultimates, so we see, about a 5,000 gold lead? Is that what that is?
It's about there. And that's about where I would consider a threshold or where it's like a game is too far gone.
Really?
I'd say
I
so.
consider it a little bit more. Like, I'd say well, maybe 8 or 10,000.
I consider it the tipping point. Because if you go anything past like 7, it's kind of good.
Okay, yeah, but to be fair, they have a Rengar that just got 2 kills.
True.
And the Rengar can really start to put his stamp of authority on this game if they're able to get the
Caitlyn, I'm sorry.
Rengar's, and he's not able to get the kill onto Sejuani.
Oh!
The ultimate from Sejuani is able to keep him alive, but the Poppy, no, he's just, oh yeah, he's able to get it. There's the follow-up double, as I was worried that the red buff was not going to be able to, I'm pretty sure he has red buff anyways, was not going to be able to burn out the rest of the, wow.
Look at that damage.
That damage coming out from Swain is really starting to, that's starting to get me worried a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to snowball here. Israel, buddy.
Well, the Rengar's doing a little bit of damage, but not to the same extent that we saw from the first game. Znar's getting very, very tasty, but the ultimate final spark direct onto 2 members, taking them very low as the disengage is happening, but the Gnar and the Cassiopeia are already gone as they're kind of getting picked apart.
Yeah,
I definitely
feel that.
Team Win came into this with a plan for poke and disengage, and they to be fair, they have the champions to do that, and they've been executing, but they're just not getting the damage down to take down Wedge.
The one thing is the one thing that is a bit of a problem with Protect the President is because you have so much 4 different tanky champions that if they just rotate around the damage, it's really hard to focus damage onto one particular person.
Agreed, and definitely with the Ezreal starting to put poke damage through. Wedge has their literal foot in the door, and Team Wind is kind of having it slammed shut on them right now, as the Rift Herald is about to go down for the side of Wedge as well. Team Wind, half health Lux, going to clear a pink ward right by Rift Herald. This is kind of what I was worried about. Well, she takes the Blast Cone out and is able to get the hit binding onto the Sejuani, so nice disengage there, but they can easily rotate around and potentially take this Gnar down, as both Sejuani and by the looks of it, Ezreal are on the top side, so they can potentially dive the Gnar as mini Gnar is there, but no, instead they're just going to come around. Nice pull back onto the Cassiopeia. There's not much I can say at that point, because Cassiopeia is innately a slightly less mobile champion, so
yeah,
I feel like, you know,
you have to be very careful where your positioning is with Cassiopeia's, because you don't really have that much of an escape, and even then, if you have to burn your ultimate to escape, I feel like it's kind of a lot.
Yeah, well, because you definitely want that ultimate up pretty much all the time. Wedge is taking down the second turret now. Caitlyn and Lux have rotated up, but in this 3v3, I really feel that, you know, Wedge doesn't have anything that they need to worry about. Sejuani takes down the mid-tier turret, and we are now staring down the barrel of almost a 7,000 to 8,000 gold lead once this turret goes down. So
yeah.
You said 6,000 was kind of your tipping point. I think this is the safe point, as the stun doesn't land and Gnar is very low. Ezreal's ultimate is about to come up, and he launches it immediately down the minion wave. Not even going for the Gnar in that case. Just
I think it's good enough that he just needs to launch it down the minion wave just to start clearing.
Oh, Sej might have gotten caught out a little bit here. Is she able to get the miasma down? No, but she gets the poison proc and is able to keep up the movement speed. This chilling spine onto there, but still the poison procs are coming through. As is Sej going to be able to get away? Wow.
No, she gets away.
She gets away. Just not enough damage from the Cassiopeia, just a little bit too much of tankiness, but ow.
And
Half health
Shelly.
onto that. No, I was saying for the Swain. Swain took Caitlyn down to half health with barely anything, as Shelly is now being placed in the top lane and is getting some nice damage onto turrets. Half health already down there as they immediately tried to take her down before she was able to do anything else. 4 men pushing in top lane for Team Wedge as Sejuani is coming into mid lane. Probably going to clear out a couple of camps. A nice ultimate and stun follow-up onto the side of Wedge, but they're just not able to follow it up. Not enough damage. Cassiopeia is the last one alive as Ezreal goes in. The Swain is able to follow it up, and Rengar is the only one left there. Beautiful layering of the ultimates there, but just too little too late.
Yeah, looks all into a little bit more stun. Just got there enough to make a good play. That being said, these guys layered all of their ults all at a really, really good time here.
Sejuani is able to get the retreating Rengar, and it looks like he's going to be going down as the ultimate pops and the passive procs at the same time. A huge burst of damage coming through there.
That is a Wedge team ace as well.
That is a Wedge team ace. I could continue making door puns, but I will not for your sake.
Thank you.
Top inhib is down. They're going for Baron. TPing in just to make sure that the Poppy's there to soak a little bit of damage. Not that Sejuani can't do it for them. Swain's following in, and they are just really running away with this game. Easily 10,000 gold up on this. And when the Baron comes through right now, you can see right there, spikes to 41.6 versus 31. GG on the 10k gold lead. Now, to be fair, normally I would say there would be a late game contingency with the Cassiopeia, with the Caitlyn. There's a lot of poke damage that can be said from here, but the tankiness on the side of Wedge is going to make this immensely difficult. There's no one except for the Ezreal that they can really go after. And when they miss everything like that, they're just not making a case for the comeback, unfortunately.
And that's the one thing that you have to be wary about to protect the president is even if they group up, it's a death ball. You're going to be seeing a death ball coming down your lane, and you can't run post champions into into
well, you
protect the
can,
president
but
late game.
you need it to be either even or ahead.
Yeah.
You need to be doing more damage than their resistances can take.
Yeah.
And when you have an Ocean Drake on your side of Wedge, I mean, their sieging potential is just...
Through the roof.
Ezreal is through the roof right now. They've got 2 champions that can just walk up to the turret, no questions asked. They've got CC for days to make sure that nobody gets onto Ezreal, as he's just going to continue to throw his... Never mind, they're just going to go straight into the champions, as the Poppy is going to be 1v1ing Cassiopeia in the bot lane. The Rengar is pretty much going to be going down almost immediately. Swain is chasing down the Lux. It takes her down brutally with the Eye of Sauron. That's what I'm going to call it from now. As Nautilus
I'm
is
going to let
lead.
you get away with that one. I don't know about if anybody else.
Nice
is
little
gonna feel
ultimate
that.
on the side of Gnar, but too little, too late. A clean ace from the side of Wedge, as they've got super minions putting in the base. This is 100% GG for the side of Wedge, as I am sorry, Team Win, but there is nothing left in your sails. You are just going to be able to sit there and watch as Wedge takes down your base, takes down the first game, and we'll have to see how they perform for the rest of the one. Now just adding their stats.
Now it's just adding their stats.
But Rengar is able to get a kill onto Sejuani. I really don't see them doing enough
There's
damage.
not much follow-up here.
Well, are they going to be able to put... No, that's a very good return amount of damage from the Ezreal. Caitlyn's not able to get a whole lot done. And yes, a little bit dicey at the end, losing a man, but very good. GG, well played. From the side of Wedge.
Sejuani did amazingly well to clear through.
She did, yeah.
Just a burn lot. She just blasted right through her whole jungle.
Yeah, blasted through the jungle, blasted through the team, and you could see the tankiness from her stats, just tower diving with zero abandon. Just as soon as they lock one of the members down, it's just everyone piles onto Cass, everyone piles onto Lux or Kate. You had a comp that was designed to pick off members versus a comp that was designed to pick off members, and unfortunately one of them was way tankier than the other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, towers don't mean much when you have 4,000 health.
and the thing is that they all were grouped up. And the team communication aspect for games like these,
Massive.
super critical. It's very, very different, especially when you compare something like a tournament structure like this versus solo queue.
Agreed.
We've both played solo queue
a lot.
And the team communication is like next to nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
Compared to an actual structured tournament.
Agreed. Well, we're going to be seeing a lot more games from these teams, so we'll see how they adapt, see how they come through. I'm going to be expecting a whole lot more pocket pick bans.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after this. The Black Lotus might have an advantage with a 10-man team because you can't really ban out all of their players, but we'll see how they went today. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to call it for now. All of the games are done. Everything's good. So thank you for tuning in to the first week of the Calgary Esports League, inaugural League of Legends League thing. We'll get a better name for it. Tournament. Hopefully you guys have a good time. Have yourselves a good night. This is Drew Trackhawk Crawford and Jojo Barrientos, a.k.a. JB Red Phoenix in the chat, signing off, and we will catch you guys next time.